Hey everyone, I'm sure many of you are wondering, how do I use my Aver document reader to record some documents to help me in this home learning time, and is it simple? Well, after doing some work and checking through some websites and doing my research, I can say it's pretty simple. You need certain software, you need certain pieces of equipment, but once you have everything together, it's pretty easy. So, right now, I'm recording on my webcam, and I'm also recording on my document reader. So here, you can see I'm using Screencast-O-Matic, and I'm using my document reader software, which is called Sphere 2. Sphere 2 is pretty great. It's a little bit different to Screencast-O-Matic. There's a couple more functions, but we'll get into the functions later. First of all, what do you need? Well, you're going to need your document reader, obviously. You're going to need to plug it in, power it up, and then you're going to have to get one of these cables, which looks like a USB to micro USB, but this is actually a little bit chunkier, and it's similar to one of the old like BlackBerry cables. So you might not just be able to use your phone charger. You will have to get one of these specific document cables. If you don't have one in your department, come to me. I've given one to grade 1, 2, 3, one to kindy, and one to 4, 5, 6. So senior school, if you want yours, come and get it. So, how does this work? Well, obviously, it might be nice to be able to show some work. It might be nice to review some stuff with your kids. And you might even want to do it in this format where you're speaking to a camera and you have this reader going on. If that's the case, you won't need to be recording on Sphere 2. You can just use Sphere 2 as a second window. But once you plug in your Aver document reader, obviously you're going to be plugging the small side here into your document reader, and then you're going to be plugging this into your computer. You can use Screencast-O-Matic and select this as your webcam, but if you want to do both, or you want to use the features on here that I'm going to show, then I think it's worth downloading Sphere 2, and the link to that application will be below in the description of this video. So, what can we do? Well, first of all, we can focus. So if you're trying to show something and it's not quite right, click on the autofocus, hold it still, and it will focus up, which is helpful. I prefer just having it at a distance. Re-click it, and it'll focus. Next, you can zoom in. All of these readers have a zoom, so you can zoom in a couple of times. Habit, maybe a good habit might be sneezing on your arm, not spreading germs. Good job, Valeska. So, yeah. Zooming in might be useful. Something that I think is particularly useful that you can't do on Screencast-O-Matic is to rotate. So if you wanted to rotate what's on here, you can rotate it round. Is it going to do it again? You could do this, and then you could say, hello. So you could use this like this, say, hey everyone, and then drop it down, and then rotate it twice, and then you're ready to go. So if you just want to use this as your main camera, you can. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because it's a bit zoomed in for my liking. So something else I like about this is you can highlight, you can draw, you can make lines. So you can say, good job, Valeska, you wrote your name on here, well done. You can say, this is a good example of sticking to a good diet, eating on time, not messing around and eating in the middle of the night. I'm not sure, though, if sleeping early is part of diet, Valeska. So maybe that would be more of a good habit to healthy living. You can do some cool things like highlighting, and you can say, oh, I really like the way you use two different colors to show that this one represents two different things. So how to stay away from illness and a good habit. Maybe let's have a look at this. So again, we can zoom in. We can we grab the screen and move it? I'm not really sure. No, we can't. So you can zoom in and have a look over here. I still can't quite read that. Washing your hands. So washing your hands is a good habit, and I agree we should be doing that. So let's zoom out. I like the fact that all of these adjust as you zoom in and zoom out as well. I think that's really cool. So look, as we zoom in, all of these lines and circles actually grow and shrink. If you want to get rid of everything, you just click that. Gets rid of everything. You can write straight onto here. So you could write, and obviously, if you want to type and it's on your laptop, it's not the best thing in the world. But you could say like, "Good job. Have you tried research?" Okay, so you might need to. Can you do that? Yeah. Good job. Have you done research on this? I'm trying to like look at the screen, look at everything, see if it's coming up well. Obviously, when you're doing it, you're going to have more time to play around with it and make it look good. I just want to quickly show you all of this. So, if you want to record straight onto here, you don't want to use Screencast-O-Matic. You don't want your face, you just want to show something, like maybe you have a book, maybe you're reading through Despero, or maybe you're giving a page as an example, and you want to read through it and show something on here. You click record, and then when you record, obviously it's going to record everything that's just on here. But the nice thing is, as you record, you can do all of these functions. So as you record, you could go onto here, you could highlight a word. I'm making history, the history of my world. What does that mean? Maybe we can look at the image. Maybe we can, ask the kids, hey, this is a cool illustration. What is it highlighting? What's central to this picture? Well, clearly, the spool is very important to this picture, and it plays a pivotal role in the story, so that's why it's highlighted here. It's lighter around the spool than the rest of the scene. Mig is falling away from the spool. Maybe this is going to have a big role in the story. I really like these extra features that Screencast-O-Matic doesn't have, and I think that it's worth downloading Sphere 2. There are a couple other things. You can just capture an image. So if you just want to capture an image, this is great for it. High quality image. Capture just an area of your screen. So obviously if you just want just this picture, and you're like, well, how do I get that? You can do that. Same with, oh, well, I really want, I think that's captured now. Yeah. Same with if you're like, oh, well, I really want a chunk of text from a story. Easiest way to do it, I think, is just do this. Just trying to get it there. Do that, and you'll get a nice high quality image, which is trying to load in the background right now. You can also just continuously capture, which surely is just recording. Anyway. So, mostly these are the functions I've been playing around with and using. Capture is obviously useful at times. I'm not so sure about this one. You can have a go with it. I think you can actually, yeah, so you can actually also, let me shrink that down. So I think if you click on whiteboard, maybe it will show your screen. I'm not 100% sure. It's connecting. Is it going to do it? Maybe not. I think it's struggling right now because it's not connected to a source. If you were to connect it to your whiteboard at the same time, it would be able to do both, but because I'm not connected to anything with the document reader, it can't pick up on anything. It would be a lot of cables, but you can still do that. So in the same way that in your class, when you have your two screens, you can do that through this and record both. But I guess Screencast-O-Matic might be better for that. It's, again, play around with it, have a go, see which one you prefer, or see which one is more useful in certain situations. So, I'm going to end the video there. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I hope this was clear. Again, if you want to use it, you're going to need this cable. You're going to need to download this software, and you're going to have a couple of different things plugged into your computer, but it's really not too hard, and I think it's worth using if you want to get a good quality, nice still image that's going to work well for displaying work or displaying things that you want to get across to your pupils. Thank you very much for watching. I hope home learning goes well for all of you. Have a great day. God bless you, and goodbye. Oh, and like and subscribe.